Hello, drama lovers, welcome back to my channel today. A surprising proposal from Victor Newman leaves Phyllis stunned, while Nikki Newman steps up to provide much-needed support for Nick during one of the most emotionally challenging periods of his life. As power plays, family loyalty, and personal struggles collide, several residents of Genoa City find themselves facing life-changing decisions. For Phyllis, unexpected twists have become a regular part of life. Even so, nothing prepares her for the conversation Victor Newman initiates. Victor is not known for wasting time, and when he requests a private meeting, Phyllis immediately suspects something important is coming. What she does not expect is the nature of the proposal. Victor arrives with a clear purpose. His expression reveals little, but his determination is unmistakable. Over the years, Victor and Phyllis have shared a complicated relationship filled with cooperation, conflict, mistrust, and occasional alliances. They understand each other better than either would readily admit. That history makes the meeting even more intriguing. As the discussion begins, Victor carefully outlines a new opportunity. The details immediately capture Phyllis's attention. At first, she assumes there must be a hidden catch. After all, Victor Newman rarely makes significant offers without a strategic reason. Every move serves a purpose. Every decision advances a larger objective. Phyllis knows this better than most people. Yet the more Victor explains, the harder it becomes for her to dismiss the proposal. The opportunity presents advantages she cannot ignore. It offers potential solutions to problems she has been struggling with for months. It creates possibilities she never expected to receive. And perhaps most importantly, it provides a chance to regain stability after a period filled with uncertainty. Still, Phyllis remains cautious. Questions immediately flood her mind. Why now? Why her? And what exactly does Victor hope to gain in return? Those concerns prevent her from accepting too quickly. She has made enough mistakes to know the dangers of acting impulsively. Meanwhile, Victor remains patient. He anticipated skepticism. In fact, he expected it. Rather than becoming frustrated, he calmly addresses her concerns. His confidence suggests he already knows how the conversation will end. That confidence only increases Phyllis's curiosity. As the discussion continues, she begins realizing that rejecting the offer may be far more difficult than accepting it. The opportunity is simply too significant. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Genoa City, Nick Newman finds himself struggling under the weight of recent events. For weeks, he has been carrying emotional burdens that continue growing heavier. His mother's health battle, family responsibilities, the constant pressure of protecting loved ones, the uncertainty surrounding multiple ongoing crises. Together, those challenges have created overwhelming stress. Nick has spent much of his life serving as the dependable one, the problem solver, the protector, the person everyone turns to during difficult times. While that role provides purpose, it also carries a cost. Eventually, even the strongest people reach their limits. Nick is approaching his. Meanwhile, Nikki Newman notices immediately. As a mother, she recognizes changes others might miss. She sees the exhaustion behind Nick's determination. She hears the strain hidden beneath his reassuring words. And she understands that he has been trying to carry too much on his own. Rather than waiting for him to ask for help, Nikki decides to reach out. Their conversation becomes one of the most emotional moments either has experienced in recent months. For once, the focus is not on Nikki's medical condition. It is not on family drama. It is not on business conflicts. It is on Nick and what he needs. At first, Nick attempts to downplay his struggles. That reaction surprises no one. He has always been more comfortable helping others than discussing his own feelings. But Nikki refuses to let him hide behind that habit. She gently encourages honesty. She reminds him that strength does not mean carrying every burden alone. It means knowing when to lean on the people who love you. The words resonate deeply. Slowly, Nick begins opening up. He talks about his fears, his frustrations, his worries about the future, his concern for Nikki. The emotional release provides a sense of relief he did not realize he needed. For so long, he focused entirely on everyone else's problems. Now someone is focusing on him. Meanwhile, Nikki listens carefully. Her support remains unwavering. Despite everything she is facing personally, she prioritizes her son's emotional well-being. The gesture highlights one of Nikki's greatest strengths. Even during her own struggles, she continues caring for others. The conversation strengthens their bond and reminds Nick that he is not alone. Meanwhile, Victor's offer continues occupying Phyllis's thoughts. After the meeting ends, she finds herself replaying every detail. The more she analyzes the proposal, the more appealing it becomes. Yet uncertainty remains. Victor's involvement guarantees complexity. Nothing associated with him is ever simple. Accepting the offer could create opportunities. It could also create complications. The challenge lies in determining which outcome is more likely. Elsewhere, Summer notices that her mother seems distracted. Years of experience have taught her how to recognize when Phyllis is wrestling with an important decision. Eventually, Summer encourages her to discuss what is happening. The resulting conversation proves insightful. Summer offers perspective. She asks difficult questions. Most importantly, she encourages Phyllis to think beyond immediate benefits. The advice helps clarify several issues. Although Summer does not make the decision for her mother, she helps her view the situation from a broader perspective. Meanwhile, Daniel also becomes aware that something significant is happening. His relationship with Phyllis has experienced challenges recently, but concern remains. He wants her to make smart choices. He wants her to avoid repeating past mistakes. And he understands how easily Victor's influence can complicate matters. The family discussions highlight how much Phyllis's loved ones care about her future. Back at Newman Enterprises, Victor appears remarkably calm. Unlike Phyllis, he does not seem troubled by uncertainty. He believes he has presented an offer that makes sense. Now the decision belongs to her. Still, those who know Victor best suspect he already has contingency plans prepared. He rarely relies on a single strategy. If one path closes, another usually opens. That mindset has contributed significantly to his success. Meanwhile, Nikki continues focusing on Nick's emotional recovery. Their earlier conversation serves as a reminder that healing involves more than physical health. Emotional wounds require attention too. Nick may not be facing a medical diagnosis, but the stress he has been carrying is very real. Nikki encourages him to take care of himself, to trust others, to remember that vulnerability is not weakness. The advice gradually begins making a difference. Nick starts allowing family members to help. He stops pretending everything is fine, and he begins acknowledging emotions he has spent weeks suppressing. The change is subtle but important. Elsewhere, Victoria notices the improvement immediately. She understands how difficult it can be for Nick to lower his guard. Seeing him open up offers reassurance that he is finally processing everything he has been experiencing. Meanwhile, Phyllis reaches a critical point. After days of reflection, conversations, and careful consideration, she realizes she cannot avoid making a decision any longer. Victor's offer represents a crossroads. One path leads toward familiar uncertainty. The other leads toward new possibilities. Neither option is risk-free. Yet remaining frozen in place is no longer an option. As evening falls over Genoa City, multiple lives continue evolving. Victor waits for Phyllis's answer. Phyllis weighs the opportunity that could reshape her future. Nikki provides strength and comfort to a son who desperately needs both. Nick begins finding healthier ways to cope with mounting pressure. and families throughout the city continue navigating challenges that test their resilience. One thing is becoming increasingly clear. The choices made today will influence tomorrow in ways nobody can fully predict. Because in Genoa City, a single offer can change a life. A heartfelt conversation can heal old wounds. And family support can make the difference between falling apart and finding the strength to move forward. The aftermath of Victor Newman's shocking proposal continues creating waves throughout Genoa City as Phyllis struggles to determine whether the opportunity represents a fresh start or a dangerous trap. No matter how many times she reviews the details, she keeps arriving at the same conclusion. Victor would not have approached her without a reason. The question is whether that reason benefits her as much as it benefits him. For someone with Phyllis's history, trust does not come easily, especially when Victor Newman is involved. She has seen his strategies firsthand. She has witnessed how carefully he plans every move. And she understands that even his most generous gestures often serve a larger purpose. Yet something about this situation feels different. Victor seems unusually sincere. That possibility makes the decision even harder. Meanwhile, Michael Baldwin notices growing speculation surrounding Victor's latest move. As one of Victor's closest confidants, Michael understands that important decisions are rarely made on impulse. If Victor is offering Phyllis an opportunity, it means he believes she can serve a meaningful role in whatever comes next. Michael wonders whether Victor sees potential where others only see chaos. Or perhaps Victor recognizes something in Phyllis that she has yet to recognize in herself. Either way, the development attracts considerable attention. Elsewhere, Phyllis continues seeking advice from the people she trusts most. Summer encourages caution, but also reminds her mother that opportunities do not appear every day. The future cannot be built entirely around fear of failure. Sometimes risk is necessary. Daniel takes a slightly different approach. He encourages Phyllis to focus on long-term consequences rather than immediate rewards. The proposal may look attractive now, but what happens 6 months from today? 1 year from now? The questions force Phyllis to think beyond the excitement of the moment. Meanwhile, Nick Newman begins feeling the positive effects of Nikki's support. Their heartfelt conversation accomplished something important. For the first time in weeks, Nick feels less isolated. The pressure has not disappeared. The family challenges remain. The uncertainty surrounding Nikki's health still exists, but carrying those burdens feels easier when they are shared. Nikki's words continue echoing in his mind. She reminded him that strength is not measured by how much pain someone hides. True strength comes from facing difficulties honestly. The lesson stays with him. Meanwhile, Nikki finds comfort in seeing her son slowly regain balance. The medical battle she is facing remains serious, but helping Nick reminds her that life continues moving forward. Even during difficult times, there are opportunities to strengthen relationships and create meaningful moments. Those moments become increasingly valuable. Victor notices the growing connection between Nikki and Nick as well. Watching them support each other fills him with pride. Family has endured tremendous challenges recently, yet instead of breaking apart, they are becoming stronger. The realization offers hope during an otherwise uncertain period. Meanwhile, Phyllis finally reaches a point where avoiding a decision becomes impossible. The opportunity Victor presented continues opening doors in her imagination. She sees possibilities she had nearly stopped believing were available. A chance to rebuild, a chance to prove herself, a chance to move beyond recent disappointments. Yet doubts remain. The risk is real. Failure could carry significant consequences. Success, however, could change everything. As she wrestles with the choice, she begins realizing that the bigger issue may not be Victor's motives. The bigger issue may be whether she believes in herself enough to take the leap. That realization catches her off guard. For months, she focused on external problems, conflicts, investigations, relationships. Now she's being forced to confront something more personal. Her own confidence, her own fears, her own future. Meanwhile, Victor remains remarkably patient. He does not pressure Phyllis for an immediate answer. He does not issue ultimatums. Instead, he waits. His confidence suggests he believes the outcome is inevitable. The patience itself becomes part of the mystery. Victor usually prefers action. This time, he seems willing to let the process unfold naturally. Elsewhere, Nikki receives encouraging news regarding her treatment. The update does not guarantee anything. There are still obstacles ahead. Additional challenges remain possible. Yet the progress is enough to brighten everyone's outlook. Nick feels immediate relief. Victoria allows herself to feel optimistic again. Victor becomes more hopeful than he has been in weeks. And Nikki herself gains renewed determination. The battle is not over. But the latest development reminds everyone why hope matters. Meanwhile, Genoa City continues buzzing with rumors about Victor's mysterious offer. People speculate endlessly. Some believe it is a business opportunity. Others suspect it involves a larger strategy. A few wonder whether Victor is preparing for another major power move. As always, nobody outside Victor's inner circle knows the full truth. That uncertainty keeps everyone talking. Back at home, Phyllis spends another sleepless night considering her options. She imagines what life might look like if she says yes. She imagines what happens if she says no. Each scenario carries advantages and drawbacks. Each path leads somewhere different. Eventually, a realization begins taking shape. Every meaningful opportunity in her life required courage. Every major success involved risk. Playing it safe rarely produced extraordinary results. The thought lingers, and for someone like Phyllis, that thought may be impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Nikki continues encouraging Nick to prioritize his own well-being. The emotional burden he carried for so long cannot disappear overnight. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Learning to accept support takes time. Nikki understands that better than most. She has spent years overcoming personal struggles of her own. If anyone understands resilience, it is her. Their bond grows even stronger as a result. As another day comes to an end, several lives stand on the verge of major change. Phyllis is closer than ever to making a life-altering decision. Victor waits confidently for her response. Nikki continues fighting toward recovery. Nick begins finding emotional balance again. And the Newman family discovers new strength through unity. One thing is certain. The next choice Phyllis makes could reshape her future. And if Victor Newman truly believes she cannot refuse his offer, then whatever comes next may change the landscape of Genoa City in ways nobody expects.